Bonjour et bienvenue. Thank you for joining us today. It's my pleasure to serve as your MC for today's announcement, and it's great to see you again, Minister Kuzagak and Minister Hussen. Before I begin, I'd like to acknowledge I'm joining you here from my office in Winnipeg, Treaty 1 territory, home of the Red River Métis Nation. I want to let the media joining us today know that we will be available for a Q&A session following the speaking portion of this announcement. Please use the designated media teleconference line, which was provided in the media advisory issued earlier today. Let's begin. Today is the third time that I've had the pleasure of joining my friend and colleague, Minister Hussen, for a Northern housing announcement this year. He's tireless when it comes to making a real difference when it comes to housing across the country. And it's a clear demonstration of our government's commitment to safe, quality, and affordable housing in the North. Nunavut knows well the immense housing challenges in your communities. And as we've seen, the pandemic has only exacerbated those challenges. That's one of the reasons why the national housing strategy is so important, because it provides the people who need it most the support that they need, not just to survive, but to thrive. A home is not just a structure, it's a place to gather together where you should feel safe and protected. Everyone in Canada deserves a place to call home, no matter where they live. Housing the most in my travels, both real and virtual, since I've become Minister of Northern Affairs. And I know today's announcement will make a big difference in Nunavut. So now I'm going to hand it over to my colleague, Minister Ahmed Hussen, the Minister of Housing and Diversity and Inclusion, to share some great news.
Thank
you. The floor is yours.
Thank you so much, Minister Vandal. Bonjour tout le monde. Hello, everyone. I'd like to begin by acknowledging that I'm also joining all of you virtually from Toronto on the traditional territory of the Anishinaabe, the Wendat peoples, and the Mississaugas of the Credit. As you just said, Minister Vandal, this is our third announcement together in as many months. And as always, it's great to see you, especially when we have good news to share. We also have Minister Kuzagak joining us today, who, like Minister Vandal, has been a tireless advocate for affordable housing. We are very happy to have you here, and thank you for joining us. And as Minister Vandal said, affordable housing is critical, is important to everyone's overall health and well-being, including right here for Nunavut in Nunavut. Everyone deserves a safe and affordable place to call home. And you know, the difference that a reliable roof over your head can make cannot be understated. Ce qui nous amène à la raison pour laquelle nous sommes ici aujourd'hui, which is why we're here today. I have the pleasure to join my good friend and colleague, Member of Parliament and Minister Dan Vandal to together announce the Government of Canada's investment of nearly $45 million in funding to support over 100 new affordable housing units in Nunavut through the Rapid Housing Initiative. When completed, these units will support people who are vulnerable, including women and children, and those who are homeless or who are at risk of becoming homeless. These projects will do a lot of good, and they're located right across the territory of Nunavut. From Jomi, Court, and Tundra Ridge in Iqaluit to Hall Beach, Kimirut, Naujat, Kugaruk, and Pond Inlet, these homes will serve Inuit, with 50% of the units dedicated to women and their children. And that's incredibly important because no home is just a roof. Each home is a place for a new beginning and a fresh start. That means a once anxious mother of two will now have a safe bed to tuck her kids into at night without having to worry about where they'll have to stay next. It also means that the same mother will now have a solid foundation to start her own business or land her dream job and ensure that there's always food on the table. And it means that her kids will have a better chance of growing up to become everything that they ever wanted to be: an artist, a construction worker, a lawyer, a police officer, a carpenter, anything, an engineer, and will watch as their dreams become a reality. That's what these new homes will do. And it is why we are invested not just in the health and well-being of Nunavut, but their hopes and dreams as well. These projects also build on our recent investments to support 670 homes and households in Nunavut through the Canada Nunavut Housing Benefit. This work is making a lasting positive impact on people's lives, and it is part of our overall national housing strategy. Ce plan, sur 10 ans, appuyé par des investissements et de plus de 72 milliards de dollars, renforce la classe moyenne, stimule notre économie et offre à un plus grand nombre de Canadiens et de Canadiennes un chez-soi. Affordable housing is vital to the well-being of all Canadians, and we're committed to doing our part to ensure that everyone has a reliable roof over their heads. And before I end, I'd really like to once again thank Minister Dan Vandal. Dan, you've been a tireless champion for the North. You have helped me to understand better the needs of everyone in the North, including Nunavut, and the housing needs in the North, including in Nunavut. And Minister Kuzugak, for your continued advocacy for more affordable housing. And I look forward to working with both of you and many other stakeholders in Nunavut so that we can continue these really important federal investments in housing. And today is a big day. 100 homes is a big number for any part of the country, but particularly in Nunavut, I know it'll make a huge difference. En travaillant ensemble, nous pouvons nous assurer que tout le monde est en chez soi, sous et abordable. I know that by continuing to work together, we can ensure that more and more people in Nunavut can have a safe and affordable place to call home. Thank you so much. Merci beaucoup.
Thank you so much, Minister Hussen. And today is a great day, great announcement for the North, with the North, and it's making a difference. Now, I would like to turn to the Honorable Lauren Kusugak, Minister responsible for the Nunavut Housing Corporation, to say a few words. Minister, over to you.
Mr. Vandal, Minister Ahmed Hussen, I'm very happy to be here alongside Federal Minister Ahmed Hussen and Minister Vandal. They have joined me today so we can tell you a bit about the $45 million granted to us through the Federal Rapid Housing Initiative Program. I'm also pleased to applaud the Canada Mortgage and Housing Corporation for its continued support of investments in affordable housing for the most vulnerable Canadians. This new funding of $45 million from the Rapid Housing Initiative Program will help cover or share the cost to provide 101 units to Nunavut. On behalf of the 101 families who will be moving into these homes and the many Nunavut who are struggling right now, I'd like to thank our federal partners. We recognize this as a recognition of decision-making through discussion and consensus between us and our federal partners. With the cost of construction becoming more uncertain, efforts to find further funding become more and more important. We hope this funding signifies the federal government's continued commitment to housing Nunavut. As you know, the COVID-19 pandemic had a tremendous impact on Nunavut's new housing construction projects and Nunavut as a whole. The announcement of this new Rapid Housing Initiative funding from the federal government is well-timed. the government of Nunavut intends to put these funds to good use during our construction season. Our top priority is to improve housing for all Nunavut youth. That is why we appreciate our federal counterpart's flexibility in adjusting its program criteria to adapt to Nunavut's unique needs. Through an extended building cycle and the ability to deploy standard building methods, Nunavut has been able to put this support to good use. Without these accommodations, our unique logistical challenges would have made it challenging, if not impossible, to access this funding. The government of Nunavut hopes this paves the way for working together with our federal counterparts in future years. To the Nunavut Housing Corporation, the government of Nunavut looks forward to working with the government of Canada through the Canada Mortgage and Housing Corporation to pursue additional much-needed funding. It has been a real pleasure to work with this announcement with Minister Hussen, and I hope you enjoy this wonderful day.
Thank you so much, Minister Kusugak, and that completes the speaking portion of this event. And now I'd like to invite any questions from members of the media. And as a reminder, you can ask questions of our speakers through teleconference. And I'd like to turn it over to the moderator now. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, as a reminder, if you have any questions, please press *1. The first question comes from Ken Driscoll with APTN National News. Please go ahead.
Hi, Minister Kusugak, Kent here. One of the things that the federal housing minister said there caught my attention. He said, 100, that's a lot of housing. How many homes would you need to hit Nunavut's current demand? How many houses, if you could wave a magic wand and get enough houses tomorrow, how many would you need?
If I could just answer directly, I was waiting for the moderator. Good morning, Kent. If we had the magic wand and Mr. Hussen allowed me to get as many houses as I needed, we would need around 3,000 houses to put everybody into a house in Nunavut, approximately.
Clear to make, Minister Kusugak. A quick follow-up. The division of the 100 homes throughout the territory, what was the formula like for deciding which community got so many houses? How did you guys source it? How did you figure that out?
Well, you have to try to figure out the best way to spend or to locate these housing units. And in our territory, you can't just, it's not wise to just build one house in one community just because of the prohibitive cost of moving material and personnel into these regions. So we have a list of house communities that need certain housing and available housing for them, and it was through priority, and we were able to put these into the 6 communities across the territory.
Your next question comes from April Hussen with CBC. Please go ahead.
Hi, thanks for taking my question. I'm curious if there's a timeline for when these houses will be built.
Usually for the Rapid Housing Initiative, the absolute timeline is 12 months or less. Literally, homes have to be built in 12 months and people have to move in. But because of the unique challenges in the north, we are usually a little bit more flexible with that requirement. So in Nunavut, the 12-month deadline will not be strictly applied because we understand the particular unique challenges of building homes in the north.
Follow up?
No, that's good. Thank you very much.
No more questions on the phone line.
Can we get everybody to smile for the group photo? Thank you.
Thank you, everybody. This concludes today's announcement. I want to thank Minister Hussen, Minister Kuzugak, all the officials that made this possible. And next time, let's do this in person.
Sounds good.
Thank you.
I don't.